Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, various genders from across the world, welcome to the world-famous Packcast, brought to you by the Wicked Wolves Gaming. Lovely to see you. It's been a while. We went out for 2 weeks while we set ourselves up and put ourselves together for the amazing Season 2. It's good to see you guys again. Well, we're not actually seeing you. You're just watching us. It's good to see my own face on a big screen whilst I listen to my sexy voice go on and on and on. That's the only reason I do this, to listen to myself, because I love the sound of my own voice. Very simple questions. We do it with all of our guys. Firstly, you've already said you're a PlayStation guy. Number two, I'd like to ask what type of games you like to play. And number three, your role in the Wicked Wolves organization. Go.
Yeah. Well, in terms of games, I love myself a good story-based game. Love myself a few horror games. So games like The Last of Us for my story and Horizon Zero Dawn. I may play Dead by Daylight as my competitive multiplayer game, whatever you want to call it. I love a good horror, like Alien Isolation was a big one for me. So yeah, anything scary, anything story-based. But I do like the odd like online game. I even play Fortnite every now and again. Not seriously, but just for a bit of a laugh. I know, I can see the disappointment in your eyes, but it's a rare thing. Dead by Daylight is my bread and butter. My role in terms of Wicked Wolves is, well, I'm basically the main video editor right now. My official title, I believe, is head of video production. It's changed so many times. I'm just like, give me stuff to edit. I'll edit it. I'll tell you what it is.
Jericho, awesome dude. Same question. Shoot, go right ahead.
Same question. Okay, so I'm a story gamer as well, like the Apprentice. I like to play a lot of story. I recently played Alien Isolation, which was amazing. Some of you guys may have seen me stream it. I am also a Mortal Kombat player. I like to play a bit of Mortal Kombat in then, because, you know, I grew up playing fighting games, you know, but at the same time, I gotta find a way to balance myself up and like separate myself from competitive and story gaming, and you know.
Why is Ashlux asking if you're still alive?
Are you still alive? Well,
obviously something I missed on the last stream. I mean, no, this is his freaking body reanimated him. We know necromancy.
No, well, like Apprentice was saying, he's right. I did had multiple shot last night because it was my birthday last night. So I was holding a birthday stream. Yo!
Happy birthday to you. All right, fair enough. Awesome.
But yeah, and I've been gifted like over 30 subs. So one sub is per shot. And
sugar.
And I've been gifted
how many shots? How many shots? Over 30, you said. Yeah, how are you still alive, bro? What we need to talk about is, what I mentioned before, is next generation gaming, next generation consoles. The more important thing to talk about, obviously, is the upcoming consoles. So, Mr. Movie Apprentice is a PlayStation man. You down there, Jericho, what's your jam? You obviously got PC. Yeah, the other side, Muppet. There you go. Well done. No one's done that joke before. Thank you very much for catching up.
So,
go.
I'm mainly a PS4 player. Then I recently got a PC as well, so I'm slowly moving to PC. But I will always be a PlayStation guy. No one can withstand Sony or PlayStation.
Yeah, no one can fix it. That's right. We did look around for an Xbox gamer, but we just couldn't be bothered to find one. So again. So
sorry, what's Xbox?
You're not worth the time. X what?
X what?
Ex-wife? Yeah, she's gone.
Sorry, chat.
I must say, on the PlayStation side of things, they had that Unreal 5 engine video that came out a few weeks ago, and that was beautiful. Gorgeous.
That was sexy.
I honestly thought it was some kind of movie.
Right? Is that the one with the woman jumping through the canyon? And
Yeah.
That was something else.
Yeah,
that was
next level.
Mr. Jericho, what are your thoughts now so far on the PlayStation?
My thoughts. I am 5. Yeah, 5. We're only gonna here to talk about PS5. Yeah. Anyway, I'm honestly looking forward to PS5 to get it. Like when it comes to specs, don't come to me. I ain't the right guy to talk about specs. All I can do if someone comes to me,
it's big and shiny, yay!
Exactly. If I'm looking at that, no, exactly. Yes, thank you, Big Z.
Yeah, well done.
It is
You're very
big
welcome, darling.
and shiny, and I'll be like, oh look, I can play my PS5. That's right.
Yeah.
When it comes to specs, I'll be like, no.
I remember the Drake's movies, the games, the Uncharted. They were all free a little while back, so I downloaded the trilogy and I downloaded Uncharted 4 for free and managed to grab it. And I remember I finished Uncharted 2 because that's arguably one of my favorites. And then I thought, let me try Uncharted 4. So I didn't even do 1 and 3. And just as I finished that, I started Uncharted 4, and you can tell the planet Earth and the sky, the difference in the graphics, because you can see the sweat, you can see the interactions, the wrinkles on his face.
Every tiny detail is going to be in there.
Right? And that was PlayStation 4, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5, bloody hell.
There's some things they were throwing out, like on the stream, they mentioned that, I'm sorry to go back to PS4 here, but they said that it would take 20 seconds for the PS4 to load 1 gigabyte of data where it's loading up. So when you have things like fast travel, that's what it's doing. It's loading up the gigabytes of data.
Yeah.
But with 5, their goal is to load up 2 gigs on 0.25 of a second.
Oh,
like that's the leap. And you can safely assume that Xbox are trying to be like even better. From what I've heard, Xbox spec-wise are better. I don't know the ins and outs, but just that leap from 20 seconds to load up 1 gig to just the time compression is insane to think about. And
so a gig over 20 seconds is what we have now. They're going to do 2 gigs in 0.2 seconds. So that's double the data in less than a tenth of the time. That's phenomenal, isn't it? So that's bloody amazing. But what's more interesting, the big game, I think, that's because even PlayStation have announced a few games, but they haven't stuck in my head. The one that's really earth-shattering for Xbox is the Halo game, right? Halo. Where are you going, Jericho? What are you doing to yourself? You can't do that on camera, yo. Do that on your own.
My apologies.
This is a family channel, homie.
Oh.
I know we're excited for PlayStation 5, but goddamn, don't get too excited.
Well, people are definitely going to go insane when the new Halo comes out, because Halo's been around since a while, and I'm talking about
sliced bread.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they're still going, and they're doing a tremendous job by it. Like, it's not like okay, let's compare it to a movie, to a film franchise. I love the franchise, but let's compare it with Fast and Furious. It needs to stop.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I love that film, but it needs to stop. But when it comes to Halo, I actually wanted to keep going.
You got to think of the stuff that they keep for, because we've talked about the graphics like boost on this, like the jump from one console to the next generation. You got to think sci-fi is the perfect setting to just flex the muscles and what you can do. And Halo, like I've only played a handful of Halo games, like Halo 1, 3, and Reach. I loved Reach. I'm trying to imagine like playing Reach in those graphics that we're going to have now. Yeah. It's going to be a spectacle. That's what it's going to be.
And someone put it on the chat here, actually. Hang on. I think Captain Toothless said it again. Where is he? Here we go. Halo will be the only thing that saves Xbox, I think. And I actually agree with him.
Yeah, the production company that makes Halo, they must have really bad backs for taking the weight of Xbox, because it is the one thing that is this. If ever, this is not going to be the case, because Xbox, even though I'm a PlayStation man, Xbox has a lot going for it. But if everything else were to fail, Halo would be the saving grace. The news is, big thing that we had to bring up, I forgot to bring up at the beginning, was PlayStation were going to make an announcement on the 4th of June, a couple of days ago, 3-4 days ago, in regards to the PlayStation thing. We unfortunately had a much more important issue that had to be addressed because of the unfortunate instance that happened in USA. So PlayStation said, we're off it, we're not going to do it. It's much more important to talk about that issue at hand, which I think is a very important and a very meaningful step for PlayStation to do. So hats off to them. But how that's affected gaming in terms of the announcement, we're proud of us too. Thank you very much. We'll just have to wait a little while to find out what the announcements are. But for what little knowledge we know, what little knowledge we have, we're looking at around November time, September or October, November time for the release of both consoles.
Save on my gaming account. On my gaming account. Hey, Mom. My mom said hi.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. How are you?
She's good. Then she walks off.
Your son wastes all his money and time on gaming. What's happening?
She's a
You
reason
don't
why
waste
she
your
got me
time.
a PC.
It's your fault, Mom.
Yeah,
Go on, sorry.
exactly. No, as I was saying,
It's out of my
yeah,
hands, Scott.
it's-
I have no say in it, Scott.
Yeah, I would just like to say, Scott, it will stay a hint. Buy your own goddamn console. PlayStation is amazing, and Xbox is there. I'm sure.
Wow.
Just there.
Oh, can you hear the earth shudder with fury by the Xbox fans? So
No.
no, no, there aren't any.
Right.
I was talking to you guys before we get on. You know the rioting and the looting that's going on, and somebody's hit the video game stores, and only the PlayStation games are around. Like, nobody touched the Xbox. Nobody wanted anything to do with Xbox.
Exactly. That is shocking. Like, wow.
My fellow Xboxers, what do you say to that? They wouldn't even take it for free.
Sorry, as much as we laugh about like Xbox right now, because I'm a PlayStation game right now, honestly, my path of gaming went from N64 to PlayStation 2, then I went to the Xbox 360, and then I came back over for PS4. So I'm not entirely against your Xbox guys. You have some good franchises. Dead Rising, that was a solid franchise until they effed it up in the fourth one. I enjoyed Gears of War for the first three, but I've not really been keeping up with them since. So, you know what? Maybe you guys take the reins back. Maybe I'm going to jump over.
Now, the one thing I have avoided so far, simply because I didn't want to invest in it, was the virtual reality aspect of the gaming.
Okay.
Virtual reality looks like it's. I mean, PlayStation naturally. You got your PSVR. We've had the games. It still looks kind of blocky to my appreciation. I mean, it looks like you're in the middle of a PlayStation 2 world. So that's my opinion on that. It's not quite as advanced as general PlayStation 4 graphics are. But do we know anything about Xbox in terms of the virtual reality? I'll be honest, I was selfish. I only looked up the PlayStation. I didn't see much when it came to VR. Do we have any news on that?
Anyone in the chat knows?
Not much. I don't know much, but my opinion on VR is, like you've said, yeah, it is blocky now and it is a work in progress. But you got to think, look at how far consoles have come. Because PS2 was what, 2002, 2003. It's like 17, 18 years later, we're suddenly seeing these mind-blowing visuals. I can see virtual reality going the exact same route. Well, yeah, it looks a bit choppy, a bit blocky now, but give it 10, 20 years from now, when I'm reaching my 40s, I'll be like, oh, this headset, I feel like I'm actually in a virtual reality world. So don't count
Ready Player One.
Exactly. We're going to be in that world eventually. I might be too old to play it by that point, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get our own Oasis, and I'm living for it.
Awesome.
That's
Representing
the
the
blue
team.
Big
Representing Blue. Power to the Blue. All right, awesome. Before we continue, the most important thing we have to do is introduce our final guest. He is the glorious Alpha, the man, the reason behind our very presence here on this cast. Can you please hail and welcome Jordan, the Alpha? Ho, ho, ho! Get into the group here, will you?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
The most unsatisfied reaction to the howl. Good evening, guys.
Sorry, I'm
Why
tired.
though this guy won't shut up? I mean, I swear. All right, so we pass the mic over to you. Go ahead, dude. What's up?
So obviously, we made an announcement a few weeks ago that our COD Blue team are entering the European Esports League for the Call of Duty, and our guys are really preparing for this. We've got 3 weeks now before, well, 3-4 weeks before this starts. So really, we're focusing on our repetitions. We're making sure our comms are on point. But the one thing that we need to we need to shout out mainly is how far this team has actually come. If you think about it, 3 months ago we had a team that we'd literally just formed, and now the fact that 3 months later we've recently made some roster changes. The reason for that is because obviously Call of Duty is PlayStation mainly. You guys go on, be smug. We know you're gonna do it.
I try to be professional, but you gave me permission, so thank you for that.
You know what I mean? And these guys are playing, practicing 2-3 hours a night for 5 nights a week, whereas the teams that they're playing against are practicing 8 hours a day. There's a difference in the caliber. And to think that they got through to the second round shows the progress of what this team's doing and what they're actually capable of. But it is these guys, obviously Magic, Sentinel, Healage, Betteridge, and Slays, they are doing some amazing work, and they're always looking to be one step better than the competition. We've obviously got red team, we've got yellow team. Now we're forming purple team as well. So we've got 4 really strong teams. Yellow team, originally the way it was focused was the case of blue team was our main team, red team was like a do you know what I mean? Like our second team and
Right.
yellow team is going to be our substitute team. Doesn't work like that anymore. All three teams are very good teams in their own right. And obviously, yellow team are S&D mains at the minute. They are dominating S&D. They're looking into respawns. Red, they're just plowing along. They're getting focused. They're getting stuff sorted. But the blue team is where it's at the minute, because these guys, for the next 3 weeks, they're literally harding out repetitions. They're focusing on communication. Because in Call of Duty, communications is a point. When you're pinpointing, when you're going into a trade or you're going into a gunfight, you need to tell your players opposition. So you see two people you're about to engage. You know there's 3 guys behind you that is recently spawning. If you can take one out, it's going to make it better for these 3 people pushing the hard point. Because if it's a 3v1, it's going to be that person's not going to win the gunfight.
Well, me personally, I'm just loving I can hear the pride in your voice right now for this team. Like you said, 3 months to go from 3 months to going for these competitions now. It is really something. I would say, how would you say your outlook on the team has grown in this time? Because obviously you were a COD player before Wicked Wolves.
Yeah. So obviously my experience playing for Valhalla, playing for Cryptic it was good, but it's not as satisfying as coaching. And that sounds weird. Like, I was considering coming out of retirement next year for Call of Duty for my final season. But I'm actually sat there thinking, do I want to? Because sat here watching not just the blue team, but all the teams and thinking, right, okay, look at the progress they're making. Look at the progress that they're doing. And some of them come up to me and say, here's a clip, can you watch it for me? Yeah, no problem, I'll watch it. Or we're struggling on this, what's your advice on this one? And it's just nice to see that these guys are passionate about what they're doing. It was me when I was 18, 19. You know what I mean? These guys are coming through the ranks, they're pushing to be the best players that they can be, and they want to get their name out there, and they want to get the Wolves' name out there, because a lot of them are passionate, and a lot of them are very, very good at brand ambassadors. I can't even get my words out, I'm tired. But like, you've got some players there that, fair enough, they don't have the greatest gun skill, but their positioning is amazing, and that's what makes them. It's not all about gun skill in Call of Duty. It's about your positioning. It's about your communications. I'd rather have somebody that's a team player than's the best gun skill in the world, because you can work on gun skill, but you can't work on teamwork.
Gamers are naturally known to be very moody people, but this is a sport industry now. This is esports. Right, so that means you have to be on it. You have to be willing to be coached. You're willing to be listened to everybody. Mike has obviously experienced that by the sound of it once. So that's the most important thing. So for the gaming skills to grow. Passing the mic over to Jericho.
Oh, right. No, it's first thing I just want to say to to all the COD teams that I'm honestly proud of them, you know, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds them, because I want to see them evolve. Because I've been watching 2 teams, 2 members at the moment, but I'll get there to you guys, so don't worry. I've been watching Magics, and I've been watching Twisters, and just seeing how the way they play, their communication, it's incredible. It's incredible. I couldn't take my eyes off it. Even though I was lurking there, I'm just like, Twist is on it. He's gonna make it rain. Magic's on it. He knows the magic. He's gonna show you the magic, how it's done with his. I'm just using his name and all that, but
yeah.
And question for
call him Gandalf.
Gandalf.
We actually give Magic his nickname, because I remember the time that we gave it him, and we played a scrim against Real Gaming, and basically what happened was it was domination on St. Pet, and basically he went on like a 17 spree. Like, it was ridiculous. It was literally on B flag, running around B flag. They was come in, shot down, come in, shot down, come in, shot down. He went on a 17 spree. He got traded out, and then Lewis went on an 11 spree, got traded, and then Ethan, who's our OBJ player, he went on a 13 spree, and it was just like they had no chance. It was dirty.
Wow.
The one that I was going the most mental of was actually in that video. Was the one where Lewis went with the 3 knives. That was actually a scrim. And he ran into the point on St. Pet, took one out with a knife, ran straight, and he was over comms going, boys, I've no bullets, what do I do? Pulls his knife out, takes one out, slides through, takes a second, takes a third. I'm sat on Discord going, Lewis, what are you doing?
That was great. because
Yeah.
Oh
honestly,
wow, that's
I'm-
amazing.
I had the raw clip, so I'm hearing that audio. It's just like, boys, I don't know what I'm doing. I think he said, like,
You can just see him
going
like,
for
oh
it.
look, he's knifing the hell out of everyone. You know?
Hey, is this how you use a knife? I usually cut sandwiches with it.
Like,
Oh, is
This
that
is
how you
why-
kill people?
This is
Bloody
why
hell.
this is why the content is gonna. It's definitely gonna make it rain.
I'm gonna
and
show you. I've got
they're
it here
coming.
actually.
They're coming
This
for
is-
it.
Oh
They're
yeah,
coming
go
for
on.
it.
Let's see it.
This is the
Go on.
clip. One.
Better Ridge, yeah.
2, 3. And then guys,
Clean the house. Clean the house.
Bloody hell!
I
Wow.
cleaned the
I was
house.
wondering. I saw that. I was wondering what the hell's going on there.
he had no
Bloody
ammo.
hell.
He had no ammo. He went. I think he was on like a 7 spree or something like that, and he literally run out of ammo. And he was literally like, "Boys, what do I do?" And instead of just literally looking around for a weapon, he thought, "Sack it! I'm going to pull out the butter knife and I'm going to chase him."
Awesome, awesome. That's a formidable combination. Young, hungry, and wanting to be there. He ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yep.
And he will naturally going to force his name out there. So that'll be
But
awesome to see. as it
the
grows
thing
up.
is, as well, we've got to mention that we do have some very, very good young players. Game
Mhm.
Cash on red team is dirty, and I mean, I've never seen a player like him. But he's young. He doesn't.
Right.
The thing with him is he lacks experience.
Uh-huh.
But
Right.
his
Yeah.
gun skill, he can play AR, he can play
Mhm.
sniper, he can play SMG.
Whoa.
He's such a fast
Versatile.
player. Very versatile player. The guys on blue team hate playing against him. They'll tell you it straight. They hate playing against him because
Wow.
he can turn it on at any given second. And
Mm.
just looking at the players, like we've recently brought in Reedy. Reedy's another yellow team. He's the anchor. He's the main AR for yellow team. He's starting now. He's come in, and there's a bit more of a structure within yellow team. They're starting to push well. And it's all about having that structure and pushing and determination within a team, and that's what makes it what it is.
So, of course, we have given priority to the CS:GO team because they've got skims. They've got a big league coming up as well at the end of the month.
Where
COD.
have we got CS?
I don't know why I said CS. Sorry. They begin with the same letter. My dumbass. I don't know why I keep saying CS:GO. I would like to apologize for offending anybody. Everybody and their aunt knows by now with me when I was in the fighting game. With the all the fighters. I mean, I remember a fighter came up to me and it's the mentality. It's the same for any sportsman, right? And we are sportsmen now. This is a thing that we have to understand now. We have to develop a mindset of being sports people now. We just don't train like they do. He apologized to me, bless him, for losing a fight. And I said, no, the only reason he apologized was because he was out of it. He was in a different frame of mind there. But the thing I told him was, and that's the same for all gamers, any athlete, when you lose, something's happening there. For the fighter, I said the ring is telling you something, right? The cage is telling you something about what your fighting style that you need to learn from. It's very simple. So the fact that you've got that you're capable enough to be in the same bracket as these guys, that you get to play them. If I'm a beginner thrown there, I'm going to be mauled like a pig in a dog pit, right? So, but with your guys, they're going to be learning, they're going to be analyzing, they're going to be developing. It's even if they lose, they've won because they've learned something.
I want to take the time in the last 5 minutes, if possible, to talk about that amazing giveaway we are doing. Cyberpunk 2027. That is probably the biggest game of the year.
2077.
2077, yeah. It's not being released in 2077. It's being released this year. So if you guys want a copy of Cyberpunk 2077, I will reload it.
Actually,
Please do.
don't worry. I'll do it. So what is up, guys? So Jericho the Gamer here. I'm a content creator. That's right. I remember the lines. I'm a content creator here. And here, we'd like to explore some other games and have some fun. So in this podcast, that's right, in this podcast with a lovely guest here, we will be giving away Cyberpunk 2077. You interested? Well, guess what? There's 2 things you gotta do. 2 things.
This is great.
All you gotta do, I want you to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date on our channel. And second of all, I want you guys to drop that a comment below and let us know what's your favorite game of all time. Okay, favorite game of all time. There will be a code.
Have you guys? I'm sorry, I gotta interject here. You seen the Fifth Element? Ruby Ray, that's what you reminded me of right there. Amazing!
Instead of you announcing that code, Josh Apprentice, tell us about the code. What's going to happen?
Oh,
The code. Oh, okay, so in one video per week, I myself put a lovely little code discussed only between me and Jordan here. No one else knows it. And yeah, if you see that code, you message us on Facebook or Instagram, the code, and you gain an extra entry there. And I have to say, I don't envy whoever has to go through all the entries because I've seen the amount of comments on that announcement video, and Jesus.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, so
but
many.
It's
Love
it's
it.
very exciting.
It is,
Cyberpunk
it
is
is.
a huge game, very anticipated, and very looking forward to it. I myself am a big Keanu Reeves fan. I personally will be buying it, but if you do want a free edition, then obviously make sure the code was hidden. I didn't even know, and this week's code. Josh messaged me and was like, "Did you see it?" I was like, "No." It was like, "Here's the time for it." I was like, I looked at it and I honestly kicked myself. I was like, "Jordan, you idiot!" But it was well hidden. But it is, once you like clock it, corner your eye, you'll see it. And we've only had 3 people see it, so there's still another. There's still
Guys,
another
come
7.
on.
You are going to publish it afterwards, right? After you're going to show us what that frame is, right? You're not going to leave us tortured.
Yeah, I'll get the frame.
No, not until 10 people see it and send us the message. So
I know. After the whole thing is over, right? After the whole gig is over.
I'll show you all the codes where they are and stuff like that.
Awesome.
But we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
But a good thing is we're not just going to be doing this for Cyberpunk. So this month the new Call of Duty is being announced, which from sources that I've heard from Activision is going to be Cold War.
Okay.
So
exciting.
Next month, we will be doing the giveaway for a pre-order edition of Call of Duty.
Ooh.
But guys, thank you very much for attending. Peace out.
Peace out.